everyone, this is Sudeshna from the Abundant Psyche, and you are listening to the Not So Corporate podcast. Here we talk about all the not so corporate things we do in corporate life and outside of it as corporate entrepreneurs. And today I have a very special guest with me, and I was in awe of David through my strategy and days. So today I have with me the very special David Lansfield. He's an ex strategy and PwC partner. David helps leaders improve their performance and deliver extraordinary results by using his expertise and experience as a strategy consultant, as an exec coach, and a business leader. He has worked with 35 CEOs, led more than 500 projects, structured 15 digital ventures, and has had 14 years of experience in strategy and in PwC. His clients include the BBC, Royal Mail, NHS, Vodafone, all of the big names that you can think of. He is also a regular contributor to the HBR, Strategy and Business, Forbes, and FT. You talk a lot about leadership. You were a strategy consultant, which is very logical, methodical, but leadership is far more diverse, inclusive, intuitive in some ways. And then your interest in tech, because you tend to write a lot on AI and all of the latest technological bits and leadership as well. So how did you, in your PwC career, which is quite demanding in its own right, and I know about your son as well, so how did you manage time for all of this?
Well, I'll just pick you up on a couple of things there. You're making a few assumptions there. One is, which is fine, by the way, it's a natural thing we all do. I think strategy can be quite logical, structured, analytical, but great strategy isn't. Great strategy is about, making choices, finding differentiated positions, creating an organization that's really capable, etc. It should be creative. It should be intuitive, because what is strategy about? It's about moving people to a new place. That requires understanding the brain, the mind, the feelings, the biases, and understanding biases, as well as, a structured view as to where an organization can move to. I often think we think strategy is something which is, if you like, defined by a series of spreadsheets and PowerPoints, whereas actually it's much more than that. But that's an aside. I'll come back to your question. Look, I went with where I was interested. I went with where there was demand in my career, both in terms of the types of work. So I started as an economist, and obviously economics feeds strategy. And I went with, what are people buying, bluntly, what are people buying from me, both colleagues and clients? What's hot in the market? And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. So there have been opportunities in my career where, bluntly, if I was really focused on, if you like, making money or progressing, I would have gone in a slightly different direction. But actually, I didn't want to do things that weren't congruent with either my interests or elsewhere. So I was pretty clean on my sort of radar of what stimulates me and what's gives me a lift and energizes me. And in terms of managing time, I think that's just about making choices day to day. Where do you spend your time with whom? What do you stop doing, right? And actually, how do you make sure that you keep moving on? I see a lot of people who effectively spend all their days in meetings or on calls, and effectively they're still in the previous call. They're still thinking about something else. Whereas if they actually compartmentalize, from one activity or one task to another, they'll get it done quicker, get focused, and then move on. And I think I was definitely not perfect, but I was reasonably good at just saying, enough's enough. I didn't work that much at weekends, for example. This is before or after irrespective of my sort of family situation. At the same time, when I was in work, I was pretty intense, sometimes too intense, to be honest. I wanted to get stuff done. I wanted to make stuff happen. But I also just wanted to do other things outside work too.